Welcome back, my friends, to Let's Play Langrisser 2 versus the Capital of Rayguard, which brings us right on into Scenario 16. It seemed to Elwin and friends that Liana was being controlled by someone. They were in shock over her complete and utter change during the last battle. After fording the river, they arrived at the Rayguard Capital. At last, Emperor Bernhard would soon reveal himself. His castle was designed to be hard to attack and easy to defend. Bernhard had, within a generation, formed a nation and dominated over half of the continent. But now he was planning to use Alhazard, the legendary sword of evil, to unite the remainder as well. To prevent this, they would have to penetrate Bernhard's castle and stop him before Alhazard's seal was broken. But as Elwin and his party drew near to the castle gates, they saw Elwin's old rival Leon waiting for them. The final battle with the Blue Dragon Knights had begun. And so, our conditions for victory, what might those be? We just have to beat Leon or reach the castle gate with Elwin. Not too tall of an order, right? Well, we'll see. First things first, as always, let's stop in at the store where we can acquire a longbow. Drops attack and movement, but interestingly enough, it increases someone's range by 3. Effectively making them an archer. And Cherie can equip that as a ranger, so that's going to her. Not this battle, we're saving it for the next one. Beyond that, the only thing of note was an orb, which we do have, so don't need to get too many of those. They are rather pricey. And Elwin doesn't need Langrisser at the moment, so we're going to give him a great sword. Still has a pretty impressive attack with that. As much as I don't want to get rid of the chainmail on Hein, because I can't re-equip it on him being a wizard, it's fine. He's going to get something better in the long run. It was worth it to give him the speed boots. Now Cherie's got Langrisser and the chainmail, so her defense is pretty admirable. Going to be able to withstand a blow from just about anybody on this battle, except for Leon, probably. Definitely not him. He's kind of a walking monster. Aaron, again, I want everybody to have as much defense as possible, both physically and magically. So, gonna have to get rid of that devil axe on him for a little bit. Trying to boost Keith's magic. In order to do that, we need to get rid of this carbuncle on Jessica, if I can remember my button presses. It's been a while since I played. I'm actually having to redo this battle because things happened. Many things, and yeah, starting from scratch in a sense, except not completely. I don't really mind because, you know, I'm always happy to revisit this game. That's why, at least I was smart enough to plan ahead for contingencies. I had a backup save of every battle moving forward because I'd played up to the penultimate battle in this game, so I was prepared, more or less. So even though I gotta redo all that again, at least I don't have to start from the beginning, and I think this will be better quality videos for you in the long run because every time you revisit something like this, you get more strategies, you get a little bit more adept at it. So I think this battle will go a little less painfully than it did the last time, which you guys won't have to bear witness to, thankfully, fortunately, because yeah, I won, but you know, I had to work for it. Leon is no joke, as you're soon to see. So anyway, back to the battle plans here as I'm on autopilot. Keith and Lester's men are basically just going to be decoys, unfortunately. Not really relying on them, which is why they don't have a full set. Jessica and Hein are getting monks to help out with some reinforcements to come later. The ballistas are going to help out in the early stages if I can keep them intact. You know, they're very weak to magic spells, so. Cherie again with her limited command range as a ranger. She only gets a few units. Again, just to help out in the first wave. If they survive it to the end of it, I'll be quite impressed. Unfortunately, I won't be able to promote them. You know, that's not a thing here. Aaron also, he probably could do without any troops, but again, you kind of want a bunch of bodies to clutter up the field here because they have a way of running and gunning anybody who's exposed. So this way, we can ensure that all of our commanders are protected, that is surrounded at all times. So I'm gonna give him a few. Elwin obviously had phalanx because that's the only thing that you've got to counter Leon and his royal horsemen, which we will be facing. Huge threats. Time to drop off some old things at the thrift store we don't need. 2 rune stones is plenty, 1 for Elwin, 1 for Cherie. That's as far as we're gonna go. And I think 2 axes will be plenty moving forward. Now for our formation, this is critical. I'm gonna put most of our magic power to the west side. We have a wizard to the left and a wizard to the right inside of the castle. They both have meteor and they love to cast it. It's better to focus fire on one at a time since they have high magic resistance, of course. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take out one, then move on over to the other. Everyone else on the other side just has to survive their blast in the meantime. And so we begin. We finally made it to Rayguard's capital, which is where Emperor Bernhardt's been hiding out all this time. And yeah, Imelda, yeah, she didn't quite work out for you. Yeah. Leon is always with that one-track mind, so time to get it going. Like, if you're not sure what to do in this battle, I recommend equipping as many of your people with magic resistance items like amulets, the magic feather, mirage robes as you can, because yeah, it's going to be quite the onslaught. So first things first, Lester has chosen to be our guinea pig for the east side. Thank you, Lester. We appreciate your sacrifice. Don't worry, you won't have to go too far with it. You're obviously not going to die. We're not going to let that happen. And because they're in the water, his mermen have a good chance of surviving too at plus 50%. They may be able to withstand the ballistas for more than a turn. Aaron and its men will not, so we want to kind of get them out of the way for sure. He'd be okay, especially now that he got rid of that axe, has that extra defense, which is his natural defense. You know, almost forgot how high it was. Scott, on the other hand, sitting on 26, not so much, not just yet. But his defense will never be as high as Aaron's. That's just how it's going to be. He shines in attack. So again, they're 2 sides of a coin when it comes to the knight class. Keith, again, this could be dangerous, putting him so close to the ballistas, but that's why he has those griffins to sort of keep the heat off of him. That's the plan. Speaking of heat, gets the ball rolling. Hein can't join in on the fun just yet. He's not close enough, so we're gonna have to move him in. Now, I didn't do this optimally. Typically what I do is I just utterly decimate that wizard in the first round with magic attacks, get him down to 7 or less so he can't cast. Not gonna worry about that here. I think we'll be okay. As long as his men are weakened, we should make out just fine. I'd say the ones most threatened by his magic at this point will be Aaron and probably Lester, because I don't think they have any magic resistance on them. Except Lester, I don't remember, he might have a mirage robe. I know Aaron is the most exposed. Hein and Jessica should be naturally resistant, so not too concerned there. His ballistas will have a tough time surviving, but again, a few of them, if I can just keep one of them alive, actually, that'll be plenty. They're basically just going to be a sniper unit effectively for the wizard, because they have very weak defense against them. But they won't outright kill him, so that's perfect. They'll sort of be my ace in the hole to keep him from casting once they get closer. It's going to be slow going for these guys here, but we definitely want Elwin and Cherie to take point up the bridge. That narrow walkway. Why does it have to be so slim? I mean, really, who would build a bridge that small? This is the capital of... This is the castle, really? And oh, man. Oh, man. It's like elementary school all over again. Everybody walks single file. Alright, let's see how long these griffins last. Leon there isn't too hopeful, but he's just gonna muster up what he can, because if he can't do it, you know, that's it for Rayguard. So he's gonna do what he has to do. But even he's kind of admitting there, it doesn't look too good for him. And he's got a Dragon Lord on his side. That's higher class than Keith is currently, so it's not too encouraging. And right off the bat, here comes that meteor. Okay, he must have had a mirage robe on him, because that did not do nearly as much damage as I expected. It's more than enough to put them in danger, though. That's the thing. And that's how it goes. Commanders typically are fairly resilient, but it's their mercenaries you have to worry about. And that one who couldn't make it into the water is the most susceptible. Yeah, see, normally mermen at 5 health would not have survived that attack. You know, this is what, 29 attack versus 19 defense? Yeah. That's the power of the water. So I actually think they're all going to make it, yeah, that's good. I didn't want to lose them that quickly, even if they are guinea pigs. And you're casting attack up on the group who already went. Oh wait, no, they didn't go. So that wasn't a stupid decision. And we lost one ballista, kind of expected that. That's why I gave them a few. No way the Griffiths are going to survive. I mean, they didn't go outright because, again, the ballista were damaged. But there's a few of them, and we've still got quite a few turns to go. Again, I'm not even trying to keep them alive. I'm just going to be honest because it's going to be so difficult. They're just, again, just to watch Keith's back. I usually don't like to employ these kind of tactics. I mean, you know, I can't help it. I feel bad, but, you know, sometimes the greater good calls for it. Unfortunately, just one of those ugly facts of life. And gonna wash all the bad stuff away with a heaping helping of flame. He's still at 8 though. Gonna take a little bit more. And if only I'd made him a mage, he would have fireball too. But it's good to have somebody on the team with thunder, even if it can only focus on one group at a time, especially when it gets him a level. Another fireball for you. That did a lot of good for us. Gonna have to heal up those ballista. Not with Hein though, he already took his turn, so we can just get them in a position, and actually they should be tough enough to take somebody out. Kind of wanted to go for the soldiers, but they might have higher defense. I don't know if 6 is quite enough ammunition. But the horsemen are usually pretty weak to that sort of thing, so there we go. Start moving these men around. Again, we're not going to need the monks until after turn 8, so it doesn't really matter too much where I put them. I want to keep them healthy, of course, and out of harm's way. I don't think they're going to present a tantalizing target anyway for the enemy at this point, so not really too concerned about moving them up further. Besides, we already have our distractions, like these guys. So I probably want to keep them right next to Keith. And Cherie. We're just going to get her in here, I'm thinking. But again, we don't want to forget her men too. If they fall out of her command range, they're next to useless. So let's use them first. Phalanx already damaged. They ought to be able to finish it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure you will. In fact, we're counting on it. Alright, it's her turn to play. Get rid of these berserkers. Thank you for not taking any damage. And learning Blast. Very powerful spell, costly, but it's worth it, almost. I really won't use it that often because it has very limited range. And if the enemy has high magic resistance, it still won't do that much damage, so you're usually better off just casting something like Fireball or Tornado, honestly. I'll be sure to show it off at some point, though. Seems to hurt more when it's used against us, but let's see. Phalanx a little hindered by the water and the wood, but they'll make it eventually. Just got to keep pressing on while remaining mindful of Scott and Aaron, who have very good movement as well, but don't have the best defense. Really need to get Lester out of the way. If we can get those ballistas to start focusing on Elwin and his group crossing the bridge, that would be ideal because they're not going to do much to the phalanx, especially when they're next to Elwin. And even outside of his range, they'll probably be able to survive an attack. Maybe not 2, but certainly 1. And I'm pretty confident in doing that. He should be okay. Now, if the AI was really smart, if they would just target a weaker commander and just focus all their fire on them, then we'd be in trouble. But it's very unlikely they're going to do that. They have a tendency to pick off the men first, the subordinates, the lackeys, the lower hired hands, so kind of banking on that. Apologies guys for getting quiet on you. No, that wasn't me giving you an opportunity to listen to the music. I do that a lot, I know, but there was something going on in the background outside and like a siren or a horn. Just didn't want that to pick up. Hopefully it shows in the quality. If you don't believe me, go back and watch my first LP ever, that video, and compare it to this. Still got a ways to go, but I'd like to think there's been some improvement. Yeah, the siren went off again. I don't know what's going on outside. It's not one that I typically hear. It's not a police, it's not ambulance. Which you don't usually hear in this area anyway. For the most part, it's a pretty quiet, peaceful area, which I'm pretty thankful for, but every now and then, things happen. That's anywhere. And case in point, griffins go down. Rocks was the cause of their death. Apparently we're in 2000 BC. Scott there looks like he's just sitting on the water. Standing on the water, rather. A man of miracles. I mean, he did command angels in the last battle, so certainly has some tricks up his sleeve. Huh. Oh. Hopefully he has a few more. Okay. Now, see, 29 attack, I was expecting him to actually do some damage, but not so. And he's not riding a unicorn, is he? He kind of looked like a unicorn. But Cherie was the unicorn knight, right? Anyway. Kind of, I don't know, makes her a little less special if everybody gets one. As much as I want to keep moving with him, magic might be the way to go here. Could be the way to go. Still can't use earthquake as much as I'd like to. That would be pretty good here, actually. Could probably knock down that wall, make a little shortcut, get somebody in there. Finish off the wizard in record time. Alright guys, I'm just going to warn you now. I'm going to get quiet throughout this video, it seems at times. It's just because of activity outside. That's all. I don't want it to pick up on the mic. Because this mic is extremely sensitive. For better and for worse. But at the same time, I have a very small window that I can record. And I don't want any more delays on these videos, this series. There's been so many things going on outside and inside of my control, and I don't want to shut this series down, and I don't want to put it on hiatus, so we're just gonna have to suffer through it. I do apologize. If the worst case scenario is you just get to hear more of the game and less of me, I really don't chalk that up as a minus, you know? Yeah, I might have to start recording earlier in the day though, if I can wake up in time. That's the issue. it's a never-ending battle of juggling. So many things that need to get done, that should get done, and you know, I gotta be honest, you know, there are things that are more important than this, but you know, I do enjoy it. I don't want to let it go. So here we go. That's one wizard down. Thank you, Ballista. Now if we can get Jessica over here to help out with the other mage. Hein's gonna take a little bit to catch up, but that's what he's gonna do. Not worried about Laird at this point. But to get rid of some more of his men, that was worth it. Next turn we'll start moving Hein. Besides, we don't want his Ballista to lag too far behind. It's gonna take a while for them to catch up with that low movement. And his monks will just try to keep them alive because we don't need them just yet. Decent early repertoire of spells, just not a lot of MP, so we have to remember that. Don't want to expend his resources too quickly. They may be needed later. And on that note, let's get him in closer so he can actually use some of that stuff. Just get them out the way for now. Don't want to lose them. I don't even think the water can save them at 4. Now, normally you wouldn't want to send a knight class against a spear unit, but I had faith in him. Besides, he's a Grand Knight. He has the best defense out of any mounted unit. So, well, I'll put it like this. He has better defense than any mounted unit that involves a horse. Maybe not a serpent, but it's debatable. Because serpent knights in this game have really good defense. Especially Lester. By the end of it, his final class, he's going to be pretty tough to knock down, even on land. It's just how we want him to be. Neo Holy War once again. Great track. Never get tired of it. Perfect for this scenario, actually. Really conveys the sense of the stakes here. There's a lot on the line on both sides. Who's going to come out on top? Well, I guess that depends on us. Start moving these guys in closer. Still going to be a few turns before they catch up. No secret items, by the way, in this fight, so don't have to worry about that, thankfully. There are quite a few item drops by the commanders. Nothing really tremendous or terrific, but hey, selling is a thing. If we can't use it, we can make a profit. And thankfully he only has 4 horsemen, but he also has 2 ballista who are getting involved, paying us back. So he says. It's gonna take a little bit more. But his ballista are incredibly strong because his plus 13 attack. Man. And that's the result. Elwin's tough, not impervious. Yeah. And it starts. Thankfully, we won't have to worry about Leon too much. Provided you keep anybody away from him who he could take out in one hit, you don't have too much to worry about just yet. But he can get aggressive, so you never really want to forget he's there completely. I'm pretty sure he's counting on that. And might lose. No, they made it. Good. And she's gonna cast Heal 2, which kind of makes her a bit of a nuisance and bumps her up the list of people that need to go. Blizzard won't reach anybody of note. I do like that spell, but it's just a little bit limited in its utility. So it looks like we're falling back on Old Faithful here. That'll do it. Okay, Scott, Again, no slouch, has a few things he can do along the same lines. Okay, now here we could hit 3 commanders. I think that's the way to go. Let's make it happen. How much will this do? Not much. At level 6, I was honestly expecting a little bit more. Oh, but now that I think about it, Dragon Lord is an advanced aerial class. He rides a dragon, probably has some natural fire resistance that I didn't take into account. And obviously the healer is going to be resistant. Even the Nightmaster, though, has pretty good magic resistance. That was a bit surprising. Maybe fire is just not the spell. Maybe I need to go with thunder or tornado. And she has tornado. Not really sure if it'll be worth it. Aaron's kind of hurting. Kind of needs a healing. As well as these men. I'd like to include Cherie in that spell, but I don't think that's really feasible right now. I can bring them in though. Because again, every person that gets patched up, that means more experience for Aaron, so that'll work, hit the most possible targets. And Jessica. Still need to get her over here. Even without the carbuncle, she's going to be able to do some good damage. And after I think after the events of the last fight, it's kind of necessary to do that. I mean, she was a little bit too dangerous with that thing. Imagine if the 1990 Chicago Bulls team had invented a cloning device and made every other player Jordan. Yeah, we call that too much of a good thing. Besides, it gives Keith a reason for being here. No offense to him, but he's not quite where he needs to be just yet. Once he promotes again, he's going to be very useful as a Dragon Lord, but right now, he doesn't have the defense for me to want to send him out front like he should be. I mean, his 32 attack, which is good. He has a first strike ability, and it's fast, so he gets his hits in first, but any enemies that survive his blast, they are going to put a planet of hurting on the man. And we're trying to avoid that sort of thing. I mean, we're talking 100 megaton, neutron bomb, photon blast. It's not like Lester. Lester is a little bit beefier than him. But it's okay, he'll get there. We'll make sure of it. Now Cherie, I want to kind of get her moving to the east to infiltrate that side of the castle wall, take care of the wizard and what's left of his men. She could actually go on a solo mission and be just fine, but it's getting through the griffins in the night. So I think we're just gonna have to cast magic right now. And yep, I figured that would do better damage against the flying units. So I'm not afraid to do this now. Keep those gladiators alive a little bit longer. Don't want to lose them just yet. I think we just did, if I'm not mistaken. These people need to open their eyes. But ideally, okay, we're at turn 4 right now. Ideally, I would get Cherie into that side of the castle before turn 8. We'll see how it goes though. Still have a lot to deal with here. And thankfully their defense kept them around. Don't want to lose them just yet. Don't want to lose any of Elwin's men, because he is going to really win this for us. His troops are the only ones that could withstand Leon, as well as most of everything here. Laird's armored soldiers provide a minor threat, but we have plenty of other units who can pick up that slack. We've got griffins, we've got heavy horsemen, we've got Lester, we've got magic. Oh, we've got lots of that. So there's going to be a lot of treating in this battle. You're going to see me applying treatment a lot more than usual because I got to keep that MP up. There we go. Don't want to forget about our elder hero. Want to keep him getting some experience as well. That'll put him at 6 more attack, which is pretty much what he needs. Get them in there, patch them up. Unfortunately, as much as I want to do that, trying to learn my lessons here, He's got too many men around. That would be a bit of a waste. Slip you guys in there though. Try to keep you guys inside of their good graces as much as I can. Everybody huddle around. And now we're kind of stuck. Again, another benefit to having somebody else who can command griffins and Scott. They can get around where they need to without stepping on anybody else's toes. And now those ballista are pretty much a non-threat. So I can get them in closer now. Oh, but yeah, have to be mindful of Leon's ballista. Hopefully I don't lose them. I don't know if this is too close. We're going to chance it. And swing the table round. See what they're about. Okay, they're just doing the little element left. And here it comes. Alright, I'll take it. What you got? Not a whole lot. Gotcha. They were already hurt and you couldn't even finish them off. How pathetic are you? Oh yeah, you'll finish them off because, you know, they've got low defense too. Just like you. Whoa, okay. That was kind of amazing. I mean, even with the type advantage, that's pretty impressive. That not so much. Okay, good. He didn't cast. I guess he was low. He's treating. So that's the turn. We don't have to worry about him. Yep, and you guys need to be at full health. That's the only way you're going to finish them off. And 5 versus 3. Yeah, just enough to get it done. That's too bad. But it was Keith's Griffin. Again, they're not even supposed to be here now. We're at turn 5. How would they still be alive? There's no way. Oh, these ballista, you have not outlived your usefulness. Get over here, please. We need you. Hein. Still can't quite reach. Gonna have to move some of these monks out of the way. First, let's see what she can do. Everything and more. Let's make it happen. It's gonna take out a couple at least. There we go. Okay, I was actually expecting to take out the horsemen, but I'd rather get rid of the ballista, to be honest. Anybody can get rid of those horsemen, and they're in the water too? Hey, I can't say no to that. Alright, they did a little damage, but 37 attack. I can't really argue with that. I'll be glad it only took 1 point. And while he still got some MP left, this should take out the Berserker and the Ballista. Yes. Fane looks a little resilient there, as per usual. Tough cookies. Whether ours or theirs. I could probably attack the Nightmaster with them and they'd survive, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah. I think this point moving forward, there won't be too many fights where you don't see me cast Sleep at least once. Because it's too useful. And it works on almost everybody. Even Leon. So remember that. I mean, you just might need it for him. And to be honest, I don't even think Elwin can take him one-on-one just yet. And if Elwin can't, yeah, we don't have anybody. Cherie would be okay, except he's got the type advantage in his favor. And actually, her attack isn't as high as Elwin's, so not just yet, that's the thing. As impressive as hers is. But he is the main hero, that's usually how these things go. Number one's gotta be number one. Okay. There we go. Now, because they're asleep, she's safe. Normally, that'd be a pretty bad idea. Don't do that. And boss there's asleep. Gonna ignore him. Ah. Only mildly disappointing. Maybe give it to Elwin's men. They're not in any danger. And this way they're also surrounding Cherie partially, so in the off chance Leon got an idea in the back of his head. Don't want him running and gunning just yet. I could probably put Scott there. That should be good. Yeah, don't want to move too far forward. Accidents waiting to happen. Yeah, this is one of those fights you just want to be very cautious. You can't be too careful. The more defensively and the more patient you play, the easier it'll be. If you just get really aggressive and just try to proceed as quick as you can expect a lot of casualties. Unless, again, you've been using the level skip to replay old scenarios, level up, use a bunch of rune stones. Then obviously that's going to take the challenge right out. If you're just playing straight through A to B in order, this is easily one of the most difficult battles in the game. Extremely easy to lose a commander to Leon and his horsemen. It's happened to me a few times, I won't lie to you, so. But I've learned my lessons. Hopefully I can apply them here. And a few more turns until we begin stage 2. It's time to start getting these people in. Jessica, unfortunately, is going to be lagging because we've been using her to cast distance magic. It's helped out, but this is the penalty. You can't have everything all at once, right? So we're going to turn it over once again and see what they'd like to do. In all fairness, we don't want to monopolize the turns. Cast attack up when you have one unit left. Sounds good to me. Who's not going to attack at that? And Laird is kind of slowed down by the castle, but I think he's also just being a bit bashful. And can you blame him? You know, first ones he's going to greet are Elwin and his phalanx. And Aaron and his men, who I'm not trying to get involved just yet anyway, so. But you know what? I need to start dealing with Leon's ballista. If I can take them out without provoking him and the horsemen. Not really ready to deal with him, even with the phalanx up here. But you know what, at the same time, I do have access to protection magic. I have attack up. This is definitely a good battle to make use of that sort of thing. This actually probably would have been a good fight to use resist as well, but again, this is a spell that I really don't think about. You know, another spell that would be really helpful here? Illusion. You know, that one that I was talking up back in the day and hardly have used. Again, the problem with illusion is the amount of images you conjure up depends on how many mercenaries that general has alive on the field. And I would use illusion here with Jessica, but she still has all 6 of her troops. So the most illusion she could muster up is 1. It's not really worth it. Now if she starts losing some men, then I'll bring out that spell. But right now it's not really going to be worthwhile. Not when she can do so much damage otherwise. And a little praise from our opponent. Not that it was asked for or needed, but that's just the kind of guy he is. I think he's looking forward to the challenge, honestly. I guess I kind of understand. I'm kind of the same way. Don't like things to be too easy. Otherwise, I start to fall asleep. Which I'm kind of doing right now, so. Nothing to do with the game, just not getting enough of that. Take him down. There we go. 2 threats, no more. Not sure if that's really worth it. I really want to move Scott in, but I'm a little afraid of Leon. I'm afraid for Scott. I'm afraid for Keith. I'm afraid for almost everybody right now. Yeah. There's a time to cast, and then there's a time to advance. 2 turns to go. We're going to be needing Hein. Alright, I think right now I'm just going to get these phalanx in position defensively, protect everybody else. Aaron's men are going to do the same thing, even though they're going to be less effective in that regard. Still going to take up valuable real estate, which is what we need more than anything. And Scott can just hide behind them. And use his griffins. Okay, that's great. I did not expect them to survive no matter what happened. I'm just glad that they were able to take them out as well. There we go, there we go. Chance worth taking, I think. Kinda want to be careful. That has probably put her within range of Leon. I don't know how his AI is going to respond to her presence. Hopefully passively. We'll see. On one hand, I'd like to keep moving Lester up and his merman. 2 against Serp is a bit of a decoy still, but out of the water, they're not going to be able to last too long, so sort of be a last resort. Might not come to that. Still have plenty of help on the way. Yeah, don't attack him. That's not going to work out for you. Just want to get them in closer. And you guys still around. Not too much they can do at this point. I wouldn't want to send gladiators up against horsemen or a knight master. And I'm pretty much saving the wizard and his men for Cherie at this point still, so yeah, let's prioritize her. We want to see how far she can go before I move the ballista. This is why I gave the speed boost to Hein, by the way, because without those, they would actually be moving even less than they are now, if you can believe that. I think their basic movement is 3. Apparently those machines are quite heavy, hard to push, hard to pull. These are the limits of our technology. And okay, apparently he was in a stupor. What a way to wake up from it. Yeah, just protect Cherie, please. And definitely protect Scott. Everybody's looking pretty safe for the moment. Alright, let's leave it to Leon. What's on his mind? Nothing much. And he's thinking like us, keeping himself surrounded. Not that he needs a protection. Oh, but we might. Yeah. Monks normally pretty tough. But against horsemen with 37 attack, what can you do? Alright, this turn is important. We've got Laird hot on our heels now. We have to deal with him. But Cherie's not. We're going to keep her moving south. And this will be the end for somebody. Not sure if it's going to be us. Maybe for them. Too late. 3 levels to go. And then that magic happy hour. Lester doesn't have enough magic. Mermen don't have enough health. Keith, what do I want him to do? I think I'm just gonna have to move him in closer. I don't think we need his fireball that badly for right now. Still got Hein. Maybe these ballistas can move in and attack somebody. Oh, yes. And they won't kill him, they're not at full health. This is safe. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Start moving them up now. This probably isn't worth it. Oh, it's definitely not worth it because they're not even in range of Hein, but they still managed a point of damage. But they're going to get that back at the start of their turn, so yeah, that was next to pointless. Wasting time. Try not to let that happen again. Still don't need these monks, but we will very, very soon. And, okay, didn't forget anybody. Eyes up top, Hein. So much he can do. But the more choices you have, the harder it is to choose. Because he can heal, he can hurt, he can boost stats. We're just going to treat. And Aaron, oh, he's going to do the same thing. Already tapped out. Scott still got a little bit. So, yeah, that'd be worth it. Everybody except his soldiers, who are already not at full health anyway. There we go. Nobody's staying awake on my watch. Let's get the ball rolling with our Grand Knight. Okay. Alright. That's a little exhausting. That's almost insulting. Not only did they not fall, but they landed on 2. It's alright, that's what the phalanx are for. And they're not at full health. Please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. Okay, good. Because you know it can still happen. It's not often that you see that, but every once in a great while, on a blue rabbit moon. Yeah, we expected that. Laird has seen better days. Not looking so lovely. Gladiators really don't have anything to do right now. Might as well move them and the monks. These phalanx are just going to guard. Lester's merman. I think we can pull them back a bit. Scott's kind of exposed now, so we need to pull these griffins around. And make some space where we can. Leave them there. Would like somebody in those trees, but it's okay. Laird's not going to attack his next turn. He can't afford to. I think we're done. And okay. Turn 8. This is the one. Not in perfect position, but pretty much where we wanted everybody to be. Cherie is where she needed to be for sure. Her men can't reach though. I was hoping they could take out the phalanx and then she could take care of the wizard once and for all, but as per usual, it's all gonna fall on her. And she's proven she can handle it, so not too upset about that fact. And we're gonna do what we did before with the ballista eventually. But first, help out over here. There we go. And your turn. Nope, nope, yes. That'll do. And it's on Jessica. Get her in there. almost ready to move forward with phase 2. Again, as much as I want to, illusion is really not going to be worth it right now. Don't worry, pretty soon you're going to see that spell in full effect, and why I'm so enamored with it. Actually, the next battle might be a good opportunity to show it off now that I think about it. Depending on how I play my cards, how I place my people, we'll see. Plenty of time to figure all that out. And put him down. Keep it. Don't need it. And don't throw your life away. I'm sure you have a lot to live for. Don't let the explosions fool you guys. He's still around. Found himself a nice little foxhole. We'll be seeing him again. This is when it gets tricky. Keith still got that one griffin. Well, I guess that one division, since technically there's 10 griffins. Again, think of each unit of help as actual soldier under their command. And there's really not much they can do at this point either, except again, help keep him alive, hopefully. But he's pretty safe right now. He was the person I was the most worried about going into this battle. Now he's probably in the best position, because everybody else is ahead of him. Yeah, pretty concerned about Scott still. And is that all we can do right now? It's looking like it. Just want to make sure they don't go somewhere they're not supposed to. Yep, we're pretty protected. Just to make sure they don't move either. And everybody just stay put for now. That's it. Now the fun begins. Because help has arrived. On the enemy side, Larna is back already. And Leon apparently doesn't want help from a woman. Don't know why, he probably needs it. And thankfully for him, she's just gonna do what she wants to do like she did last time. Kinda starting to feel bad for Larna though. Nobody seems to want her help. Imelda didn't, Leon doesn't. And she's brought some more help. This time instead of Silas, she's brought ghosts, wraiths, apparitions, ghastly ghouls, who won't be able to stand up to the monks much, so now you know why I brought them along. And don't forget we have Turn Undead as well, but I'm probably not even going to bother trying to use that spell. It'd be better use of our resources to just use the men for that sort of thing. They're more than capable. Okay, the gladiators couldn't get it done, but that's okay. That's why we have the princess. And in like an assassin. Alright. Uh-oh, he's getting serious. Talking like they've known each other for a while. Which again leads me to believe that this might not in fact be Liana. Makes you wonder. Little clues like that, you know? Again, she could be, but there's other possibilities. Obviously, I know what the fact is, but I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. Let's just let the adventure unfold itself. Now is the time to start moving them over. I want to make room for Jessica and her men if we can, but I'm not sure how many of them can actually reach. I want to kind of keep her and Hein's group together as a nice little 1-2 unbeatable dream team against the undead. Because yeah, this is where the holy men shine, and they can take them down like nobody's business. And the ballista do pretty decent too. Helps that they're only getting a +2 defense from their boss. That's kind of on the poultry side. Why so low? At this stage in the game, that's kind of surprising. They still have a decent attack though, so we have to take them seriously. Elwin. Yeah, at this point, it all falls on what I do with him. Keith, yeah, just get him a little bit more magic. Because once we start that offensive, we don't want to have to let up prematurely. So, yeah, let's play this very, very cautiously. I'm going to actually cool my jets for a little bit. Get certain people closer. It's all about positioning, it's key. Elwin really doesn't need the protection, but at the same time, a little bit never hurts. Don't want to get arrogant. You know, pride followed by fall, trying to avoid it. That's good. We want a front line mostly made up of phalanx. Hopefully those griffins can stick around a little bit longer at this point. But the important part is Jessica, Hein, those guys, they'll be safe. We're really gonna need them now. Their men and their magic. Aaron is safe, Keith is like a baby in a crib, not a worry in the world. And oh, wasn't paying attention. It's no point in attacking them when they're out of range. I wasn't paying attention. They're probably out by 1 square. And might as well move Keith's griffins in. Sad to say they are completely fodder. Also remember, Liana, oh, no, that wasn't spoilers, no, I just slip of the tongue. Larna, who is not Liana, in my opinion, undetermined. Larna and her elementals are immune to all forms of magic. So we're not going to waste our time doing that. Because of that, the elementals can kind of be a pain to deal with. They count as undead, so again, this is why I brought all these monks. And this little conversation is a clue he's about to get involved. But, oh, that's a bit of good news. He wasted his turn casting attack on them. And they're not going to be able to do that much. Oh, they're not even going to attack. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Oh. Yeah, see. We're not out of the woods yet because she has Meteor too. And she's not afraid to use it. And, okay, he still thinks it's Liana. It could be. I honestly don't think they look the same though. They're similar, but I don't know. Could be long lost family for all we know. It's not that strange, really. It's not that far-fetched. Alright, that was a good turn. We only lost 1 group. And Cherie's about to catch up. I probably shouldn't throw her in here like this so recklessly, but that's what I'm about to do. Not because I'm worried about them, because again, Leon and his men, I actually got off really well in that last round. That's why it probably paid to just kind of hold back a little bit, because typically, and when I say typically, I mean every single time I've played this fight before this, which is quite a few times. Every single time after they have that conversation, he rushes straight in and attacks somebody. I don't know who it is, it depends, you know, who's weaker, who's more exposed, but he rushes in like a torpedo. I've never seen him stop to just cast attack up like that, so that's a good sign of our progress. We're doing good, guys, because you're right here with me. I'm feeling good about how this fight's going to turn out now. What could possibly go wrong? I kind of want to heal up those ballista. This is pretty much purely for them, because they're still pretty helpful. But this is a job for the monks first and foremost. Do not be mistaken about that. See, because look, Oh, but look, his are getting a 31 attack too. They're going to be tougher than Jessica's. And that's good because he's only got a couple of them. Yeah, see. All these guys in the back, they're hers. But it's getting them up here. That's going to be the issue. So if these ballistic can kind of knock them down a peg or two. Probably wouldn't one-shot their boss, but I don't want to risk that either. That'd be a gross waste of experience. This will work. I don't want to move them too far up either. Don't want them getting picked off the next turn by the enemy. I see that being a possibility. Now Jessica. Got a few useful things she can do. She can heal, she can cast attack, she can cast fireball. Mute might not be worth it. That's another spell I really don't mess with too much, like resist. Okay. I was expecting it to do more damage to Leon, but not quite. If she had the carbuncle on her. Yeah. We're just gonna buff up Elwin's line. Attack and protection on them in one round. Pretty much guarantees that nobody's gonna take them out. Except there are no guarantees. But I feel a little bit better about using them now. So let's see how they do. 35 attack, 39 attack, 35 defense. So they're going to be quite a handful for anybody. As they just demonstrated. Yep, put them there to protect the ballistas. Get Jessica's men in where we can. Maybe I can have Hein. Maybe he can take out these ghosts. If not, Elwin can for sure. And maybe Jessica, some of her monks can reach the ghost to finish off that group. Because we have to go about things in a specific manner if we want all the experience points. Leon, we have to save him for last because that would end the battle. So really we want to take out the ghost, then we want to take out Larna, and then finally the Blue Dragon Knight himself. I'm pretty sure if you take him out, it's going to end it, so as much as I'd love to just wipe him off the face of this map, a little bit too soon to do that. Also a good idea to check enemy commanders to see if they have any item drops awaiting. Typically anything they have equipped they will drop after they're defeated. I don't think that's the case in this battle. Well, Leon will drop something, Larna won't, so. Good. I thought they might have managed a point of damage miraculously, but they did not. So happy to see that. Obviously, Elwin's kind of out in the open now, but I'm confident in his abilities to sustain a blow or two. Especially since Leon's not at full health at the moment. His men will be, though. They are a bit of a threat. So yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and surround him a little bit. One opening should be okay. Definitely wouldn't want them to flank him though. That's just asking for trouble. Hey, you guys look like you can use some rest. Fair enough. Undead should be susceptible to sleep because that's what they're supposed to be doing anyway. And Aaron, his men are just going to protect. As much as I would love to just send him and Scott charging in head first, I don't like the look of that brick wall, basically. And level up. I think just about everybody's managed to get a level in this fight. That's good. Just about. Maybe not Keith. Okay, he's finally charging in. Took him long enough. Whoa. I don't know how they managed that. But I'm happy. Oh. Every time I celebrate somebody surviving, that happens. Every single time. Oh, one day I'm gonna learn to just keep quiet. Never celebrate in front of your enemies. They will do everything they can to make you regret it. And okay. The mermen have made it this far, but now their hour is at hand. Go ahead, attack Lesser though, I dare you. See how that works out. Okay. These gladiators. Okay. My people have definitely proven to be very tenacious in this battle. Just sticking around. And, okay, we're going to take Leon below 7. Yes. That's one round, we don't have to worry about him. Should probably take advantage of this opportunity to get rid of what's left of his horsemen. Because they're just as much of a danger as he is. So long as they're getting that plus 13 attack from him. So, Hein, can we move you in? I'd like to. I don't know if I should, but something I would like to see. Maybe start with these guys. Maybe move Jessica first. So we can get rid of these ghosts. Yeah. Fortunately not going to be able to use her this round, but that's what the monks are for. They can handle 2 ghosts easily. Just pebbles in the pond. Whatever that might mean. And if we can repeat that. Oh, they'll be out of range. They could probably still get it done easily. But I don't think that's necessary. Scott. Sleep. Yes. Keep casting sleep. So, with that, Elwin's men should have no problems getting rid of the horsemen. They won't be able to defend themselves, so put her here to get that plus 40, which is more than they're getting right now, which means they're going away. Just kind of keep them back. Let's see. Out of range, but I think they can get it done. Because again, they have that inherent strength against the wraiths, so. And they've only got 23 defense, that's nothing. Magic. We want to cast protection, I'm thinking. Yeah. And that's basically to ward off any counterattacks we're going to be facing after this round. Really starting to like this spell. Again, when your troops earn a high enough attack boost, I think protection is better in most situations in the long run. Because when your enemy gets strong enough, it's not a question of who can deal the most damage, it's who can sustain enough blows to get all their damage in. So, yeah, I'm going to stop sleeping on protection. This is going to be one of my new go-tos along with sleep. And obviously heal. That's essential. And this is time. I don't think we'll even need the attack boost. Let's go for it. Here we go. Level 8, that's good to see. Want to keep him climbing. Alright, that just leaves 2. And since they can't reach, we'll just go for these guys. Yeah. Oh, okay. I was about to start talking trash, but they slipped a hit in at the last possible minute. So if you guys can mop up the floor. You left a spot. That's okay, we got a couple left. Let's not repeat what your friends did, please. More smudges. Okay, this might call for some magic for a quick cleanup. Alright, here comes the bleach. Wipe it all away. And, oh, I can't take out Leon yet. Gotta hold back. Go for them instead. Taking advantage of the fact they have that increased defense. Keep those elementals from retreating. Hopefully this will cost Larna an attack turn instead of casting Meteor. Maybe she'll want to throw out a heal instead for her men. That's what I'm hoping. Because rocks from space kind of hurt. Ballista attacks, not so much. If you really want to make Ballista terrifying, just cast attack on them. And yeah. Most enemies in the game will start to fall rapidly. But we don't really need to do that right now. We just so happen to have troops who are more effective against the elementals than them. It's just a matter of getting them in closer. So I'm going to hold out. Patience has served us well this fight. So I think I'm going to keep doing what we're doing there. Larna's going to tend to lean on her magic, so we don't have to worry about her up close. Besides, she only has a 36 attack. That's a danger to our troops, not our commanders. I think most of us could take a direct hit from her. Don't want to forget Leon has heal 2 as well. Okay, she's going to keep attacking. That's fine, her men aren't going anywhere. Going for the easy one. That's fine. Ah, but Cherie's not at full health. She's not going to be able to finish it off. Not unless I do something to weaken it first. And I kind of want her to just start coming up this way to deal with Larna in the elemental. I mean, Elwin could do it too, honestly. She doesn't have to. Definitely want to cast a heal too, I'm thinking. Not even going to take the time to shuffle people around and maximize. Just want to get those ballista back up. Primed and prepared. And Keith, while he's got a little bit of magic left. Down to 7 in an instant. This is a beautiful thing. So again, he's a non-factor for another round. We can focus on Larna and that ghost. So probably want to start moving Jessica up. Cherie does have pretty good movement as a ranger. She'll catch up quick. So I guess I'll go ahead and do that. Actually, everybody here is pretty safe. The ghost isn't a big threat, so let's just kind of see where they go. I'm kind of curious to see who they target. So while they're debating and contemplating, we're just going to start moving up. Throw Elwin out there too, because he can handle himself. Very well. Ah! Close. Didn't take any damage though. For the sake of Leon and the others, she says. Tell the truth, it's for Leon. You don't care about anybody else. Well, that might not be entirely true, but who else is there? I know she's not talking about Imelda. Furthermore, who is her boss? Because I don't think it's the Emperor. Like, she's helping the Emperor, but I don't think she really regards him that highly. So who is she really reporting to? Questions that will possibly be answered in the next scenario. Here's hoping. Yep, definitely want to keep Hein and Jessica getting some experience, especially Hein. Gotta give me a summoner. It's the top of my wish list. There's only one way it's gonna happen. Just gotta keep feeding him. You know, Hein's our little growing boy. Okay, let's see how this works out. Don't do that. Gotcha. So you guys head back. Leave her alone. Save you for Leon. When the time is right. Yeah. Oh, I did it again. That's not gonna do anything. Alright, I just need to get these monks up here. Keeping that one griffin. Or those 10 griffins. However you want to look at it. We'll just get him in closer. He has enough magic to still make a difference. Just keep him protected. Alright, Ghost, do your worst. Where are you gonna go? Oh yeah, they have to get their turns first. Okay, you're not even gonna attack. And you got right up in Lester's face, so guess what Lester's gonna do? Gonna shake that hand. Maybe I want to cast some magic first though. Yeah, because this can hit Leon too. That'll make it worth it. And because every little bit helps, we're going to put him on fight and see what happens. Okay. Mystery solved. And Keith, no more magic. So you're kind of done. Thank you very much for all your contributions. They have made a difference. And that is no sarcasm. Hein. That's all we really need. Maybe these ballista can do a little bit to Leon. Almost wanted to call him Lance again. Maybe, possibly, nah. That's alright. 9 to 9, she stands a chance. 2, 1, done. Perfect. And level 8 for her, so we're definitely going to see if we can give this to Elwin. Let the monks finish off them though. See, they only have 27 attack. But look at what they're doing to the elementals. Some of the hardest enemy units to kill. Like they were Sheikah. Okay, it's just those two. Time to put a pin in it, guys. Who are we leaving it to? I think you know. 47 attack. That's how it's gonna go. Yes, we did. No, she's not. Yes, you did. Yes, she should. Huh. How about for Bernhardt's sake? Yeah, huh? Yeah, you can get killed for him, but don't get killed for me. Yeah, so Leon, he's quite a character. But again, it's hard to be mad at the guy. He's honest, you know? He knows what and who he's fighting for, and he's not ashamed to let anybody else know. I do kind of feel like he cares about Larna. There's something going on between them. There's a bit of a dynamic at work. We see that. But when it's all said and done, the Emperor and the Empire come first, and his heart is in his mind. So, this is his final hurrah. Except not, because, you know, this isn't the final showdown. We will be seeing him again. It's not gonna be that easy. It never is, it never can be. So we're just gonna prepare. Gonna get them up. Yeah, she doesn't have protection. I keep thinking she has protection too, but no. So we'll just do a little bit of damage. Elwin is going to fall on you. Get him up close so we can cast protection too, which is pretty much going to seal the deal. There's no way he's going to be able to stand up to them now. Especially if I do that. Because no matter what you do, Leon is going to hurt. We're about to see it. Even against Phalanx, they're going to have to work for it. Watch and see. Here we go. Still took them down to 5 after all that. And he's dropping all his armor. A little bit of a Butterfingers. And seems to think we're getting a lot of power out of Langrisser. Think he might be exaggerating its usefulness. And final battle? I'm not so sure about that, Aaron. I guess we'll see. Either way, we're about to confront Bernhard and the spellcaster who's controlling Liana finally, so let's get to the bottom of that conundrum, shall we? Right after we collect some more levels, Elwin is definitely going to be able to use a runestone in the next battle. Looking forward to that. And Cherie should as well too. I know she's close. And everybody got a level just about. That's good. And that's going to wrap it up for Scenario 16. Another long drawn out battle. And that's going to be the trend for some time. But thanks for sticking around. I hope you guys continue to have a wonderful day. Start now if you haven't already. And hopefully I'll see you soon.